Welcome to SimKB. Our mill is ready for action. Grab your tools from the workbench and let's get started. Click on the mini mill door when you're ready to begin. To start the simulation, you need to open the mini mill door. It's located close to you. Go ahead and use it to proceed. Your first step is to open the mill door and check the table for any debris. If there is anything left on the table, your vise will not be level. Grab and swipe the cloth over the table to make sure it is clear. The highlighted object is a cloth. You need to use this cloth to clean the table of the mini mill. Ensure that the table surface is clear of any debris before proceeding. Grab the cloth and swipe it over the table. The table is clear. Before you place the vise on the table, you need to spray it with a bow shield. Bow shield is a rust inhibitor to help protect the vise and table. The use of bow shield on both the table and the vise serves as a rust inhibitor. It forms a thin protective layer on the surface that prevents moisture from coming into direct contact with the metal, thereby preventing rust. This helps maintain the longevity and functionality of both your table and vise. Now, to apply the bow shield, grab the bow shield can and spray it on the table and on the bottom of the vise. The spray will help create a barrier between the metal surfaces and the environment, which is crucial in maintaining the integrity of the machine parts. Before placing the vise on the mill table, you need to ensure that both the table and the bottom of the vise are clean. You can do this by using the cloth located near you. Once both surfaces are clean, you should spray them with rust protectant. In this case, we're using bow shield. This step is important because it prevents rusting and ensures a smooth operation when the mill is in use. It also helps keep the surfaces in good condition, which can prolong the lifespan of your equipment. Now, grab the vise and carefully place it on the table. Make sure it's positioned correctly before you proceed to the next step. When you grab the vise, turn it over and then grab and swipe the cloth over it to make sure it is clear. Then place the vise on the mill table. You're currently holding the vise. Please take the cloth you used earlier and wipe down the bottom of the vise. This will ensure any dust or debris is removed before installation. After that, place the vise on the platform of the mini mill. Make sure it's positioned correctly before you proceed to the next step. The vise is clear. Yes, you're holding the correct object, the vise. Now, you need to place it onto the platform of the mini mill. Please make sure it's positioned correctly before you proceed to the next step. You can then proceed to slide the T-nuts into the T-slots on the platform. Once that's done, you can begin to tighten the left T-slot. Now that your vise is in the central position, you will need to tighten it into place. Grab the T-bolts from the table and slide them into position. To start the vise alignment process, we will tighten only the left T-bolt. This gives us a pivot point for making small adjustments easier. Grab the wrench and tighten the left T-bolt. We only tighten the left T-bolt initially to create a pivot point, which allows us to make minor rotational adjustments to the vise, ensuring it's perfectly aligned with the axis of the mini-mill. Once the alignment is checked and confirmed, we can then proceed to tighten the remaining T-bolt. Now we need to check the alignment of the vise. To do this, we will change out the tool for the dial indicator. First, you will press MDI then T10. This will initiate the tool change process. To initiate the tool change process to a dial indicator, please follow these steps on the control panel. 1. Hit the Tool Offset Measure button on the control panel. It's located on the right side of the screen. 2. Enter the tool number you want to change to. In this case, it's the number corresponding to the dial indicator. 3. Press the Tool Change button. Remember, throughout the process, always keep an eye on the machine and be ready to hit the emergency stop button if needed. The tool slot has been emptied. You will need to insert the dial indicator into the tool slot. For the sake of the exercise, we have already placed the dial indicator into the end mill holder. The tool will snap into place on its own, but usually tightening would be required. The dial indicator is used to ensure the alignment of the vise on the table. By inserting it into the tool slot, we can use the CNC machine's motion to precisely measure the vise's position, ensuring it is aligned correctly. This is crucial for accurate machining. Now, please proceed by snapping the tool holder with the dial indicator into the working rod. It will ensure the dial indicator is secured and ready for use. The tool holder you are holding, with the dial indicator snapped into it, needs to be placed into the working rod of the mini-mill. This will secure the tool holder and make the dial indicator ready for use. Please proceed by snapping the tool holder into the working rod. Now that the dial indicator has been placed, we will be determining the alignment of the vise. The vise needs to be perfectly aligned to ensure there are no collisions or work errors. We are automating this process for you but will describe what is happening. What you will see now is the table moving so the vise jaws are directly below the dial indicator. If you were completing this task, you would use the handle jog to manually adjust the X and Y positions. Once the dial indicator contacts the left side of the vise jaw, you are looking for the dial indicator to read 0. Once it does, the table is in the correct position to continue the alignment check. Now that the dial indicator is reading 0, we can proceed. Next, you will see the table move in the X-axis, so the dial indicator sweeps across the face of the vise jaws. You are looking to see the dial indicator change, which tells us that the vise is not perfectly aligned. As you can see, our dial indicator has moved from 0, so our vise needs some slight adjusting. I could use your help here. Grab the dead blow hammer and tap the front right side of the vise a few times until the dial indicator reads 0. The highlighted object is the dead blow hammer. You need to use this to adjust the alignment of the vise. Gently tap the front right side of the vise with the dead blow hammer. This should adjust the vise until the dial indicator reads 0. This indicates that the vise is perfectly aligned. Great. You can see that the dial indicator now reads 0. This tells us that the vise is aligned from left to right. We need to tighten both the left and right T-bolts to make sure it is secure. Grab the wrench and tighten both T-bolts. We will check one last time that our vise is still aligned. There is always a possibility that we knocked or shifted the vise while aligning. Our dial still reads 0 in its current position. You will see the mill table move in the X position again. Looks like we were successful in keeping the vise aligned while tightening the T-bolts. Great work. Our vise is now ready for stock. To protect the vise, we will first place parallels into the vise. The stock will sit on top of the parallels. Grab the parallels and place one on each face of the vise. Placing parallels in the vise before securing the stock serves a crucial purpose. It provides a flat and level surface for the stock to rest on. This ensures that the stock is held securely and precisely in the vise, allowing for accurate machining. Without parallels, the stock might sit unevenly in the vise, leading to inaccurate cuts and potentially damaging both the mill and the material. Now you will place the stock in the vise sitting on top of the parallels. The stock should be placed in the vise, which is located on the platform. Make sure it rests on the parallels that are already placed in the vise. The parallels help maintain the stock at a constant height and provide support during machining operations. Perfect. We want to make sure our stock stays put. Grab the vise handle and tighten the front bolt of the vise. Just to be safe, grab the dead blow hammer and tap the top of the stock to make sure it is snug in the vise. I see you're currently holding the combination wrench. However, to tap the stock into place, you'll need to use the dead blow hammer. You can find it to your left. Please put down the combination wrench and pick up the dead blow hammer. It seems like you're on the right track. Now, you need to gently tap the stock using the dead blow hammer to ensure it's seated at the bottom of the vise. After that, tighten the front bolt of the vise to secure the stock. Remember to make sure the stock is secure before proceeding with any milling operations. Well done. This completes the vise setup portion. You are now ready for the next course. Please click the door to move on.